Hi guys, welcome to this week's series on the sandbag lifts. Today I am going to talk to you about how to do the sandbag lifts with different equipment, space issues potentially, so that we can perform these tasks while at home, on the road, whatever we need to be doing to try to make sure we're staying in shape and up to snuff with our times on that. So first thing I'm going to talk about is different equipment. For different equipment, if you don't have a sandbag at home that you can use to mimic this, or if you're wherever and don't have access to a sandbag, first thing that we can look at is using a backpack or a duffel bag. Load that up with the appropriate amount of weight, which is 20 kilograms or 44 pounds. So if we fill those things up, put them on the ground, that's an object that we can use instead of a sandbag. We could also look at using a dumbbell or a kettlebell. Just make sure if we're using those, we aren't dropping them after we're lifting it up. Don't want to damage floors anywhere. We just have to set them back down. So it might hinder our times and won't replicate it exactly, but you're still going to get the benefit of the workout and the exercise. And then lastly, if you are looking and wanting to get a sandbag as close as you can without actually having one, if you go on YouTube, there's a whole lot of DIY projects on how to make your own sandbag. There's some really good ones in there, so I'd recommend watch a few of them. Find one that you think looks right. You can do them for cheap, anywhere from $15, $25, upwards of $40, depending on how much quality you want to put into it. But once again, you can do them for a relatively reasonable price. The second aspect of it is the space component. So luckily with the sandbag lifts, that is the one component of the force test that space really isn't an issue, because we only need about 1 meter square around us. And that's just because we're shuffling side to side and lifting it up. So 1 meter side to side are your two lines, and the 1 meter line is how high the sandbag has to be lifted. Those are our two measurements that we need. If you don't have either two kettlebells, two sandbags, or two duffel bags, things like that you can mimic, and you only have one, a couple ways that we can do this. You can either just use the one, pick it up on one side, lift it up, press it, put it back down, shuffle over, do a air squat without any weight, shuffle back, and then you're only lifting on one side, do 30 total. Or if you really wanted to lift on every rep, but you only have one object, that's also fine. We can make a do with that. Best way that I think we can do this with simulating it is you'd bend down, pick up your object, press it against the wall, drop it, and then do a jumping jack in place. Gets your feet moving, kind of will simulate that time it takes to do about 1 meter of movement. Then you bend down, pick up the sandbag again, do a jumping jack. Do that 30 times. That should get you pretty close to what your sandbag lift time would be if you had two objects and you can shuffle side to side and keep going. So anyway, thanks for that, guys. That's all I have for today. Hope you enjoy the rest of the week's series. Thanks for coming by. Bye.